Hey guys, Mr. T here. This is another video. This one is on the difference of two squares expansion. So if you've got an expression in this form, where you've got two terms being added together in brackets, multiplied by those same two terms but being subtracted in another set of brackets, you can expand it using FOIL as previous, okay? So firsts a squared plus outers negative ab plus inners ab plus lasts negative b squared. So that comes to a squared, that becomes a minus, the ab's cancel out, and then you've got a minus here, negative b squared. So if you expand it using FOIL, you see that if you've always got this situation, those same two terms, but in one brackets they're added, in one brackets they're subtracted, you'll always end up with this answer, the a term squared minus the b term squared. So you can come up with a general rule for this. If you have this situation, those two terms, added in the first bracket, subtracted in the second bracket, you can shortcut the expansion to get a squared minus b squared. That's always the case for expressions in this form, so you can use that shortcut instead of doing FOIL. Okay, you're allowed to do FOIL, but it's a step you don't need to do. You can use this expansion to get to the answer straight away. Because the result is a squared minus b squared, this expansion is called the difference of two squares, because you're minusing a squared number from another squared number. So let's run a couple of examples here. We'll try to apply that rule first off, and then double check it with FOIL to see if, well, to show you there's nothing dodgy about it, okay? So the first term here is t. The second term is 4 in both, and in one of the brackets is being added, one of the brackets is being subtracted, and you're timesing out the contents of the brackets. Therefore, we can apply this difference of two squares expansion to get t squared minus 4 squared, and to go further on from that, because we know what 4 is, 4 squared is 16. Okay, now to double check that, I'll show you with FOIL in red that it still works. Okay, firsts t times by t squared. Why is that faint? T squared. Outers are 4 times by t, so plus 4t. Inners plus negative 4t, because negative 4 times by t is negative 4t, plus lasts, negative 4 times by 4 is negative 16. The plus and minus becomes negative, plus minus becomes negative, so it's going to be t squared plus 4t, take 4t, that cancels out, take 16, which you can see is the same as that. So you can see that you don't need to do the whole expansion using FOIL, you can just skip to the answer straight away. Alright, oh, that's why I went to the highlighter. Hopefully that's still visible. Now, let's apply that again for this slightly more complicated one. So negative x plus 2 in brackets times by negative x take 2 in brackets. So in this situation, your a is negative x, your b is 2. So if we apply the difference of two squares expansion, it's going to be negative x squared, because negative x is a in this situation. So you need to write that in brackets. Okay, minus, and b in our situation is 2. So 2 squared. So it's important to write that first term in brackets, because here it's actually got a negative sign to it. Okay, so you need to handle the squaring of the negative sign properly. Negative x times by negative x is actually positive x squared, and 2 squared is 4. Okay, so let's double check again. Now I'm using the right tool. Use FOIL to expand this, and let's see if it's right. Negative x times by negative x is going to be x squared. That's the firsts. Outers are negative 2 times by negative x. That's going to be positive 2x. Inners, positive 2 times by negative x is negative 2x. And 2 times by negative 2 is going to be negative 4. Negative 2 and positive 2 cancel out, so x squared take 4. So you can see using FOIL that the difference of two squares expansion has worked. Don't worry about doing these steps. Jump straight to the answer here using that rule. Alright, so hopefully that helps you out with the idea of difference of two squares factorization. I'll see you in the next video.